Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center and brought to you by Serdike Yamaha. MoDOT, buckle up, phones down, drive safe. Hedges Scott, Millard Family Chapels, and Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake. So we are here at Camdenton, home of the Lakers. Head coach Par Pitts with us here. And Coach, it's been an up and down start to the season for you so far. You started out great with that big win at Jefferson City a couple weeks ago. That had to have just been the perfect way you wanted to get started.
Yeah, it was a great way to start the season. I thought we played well on both sides of the ball. Our kicking game was effective. All the things that you want to be ready to do, we were able to do for sure.
Against a good team that went to the Final Four last year.
Yeah, and they won this week too. So
yeah,
they won.
Big win this week. So that was not a fluke win. It was a big win. Then you go to Branson, a place you hadn't been before. How was it, by the way? Was it a pretty nice
They've got
setup?
a nice facility there. It's a pretty good stadium. They had brand new turf. It was a good place to be prior to the kickoff.
Yeah.
And then they came out. They're a good football team and took it right to us, and took us a while to get adjusted.
Yeah, so Branson ends up winning that pretty soundly. What went wrong in that one? Did they just surprise you? Was it just a down night for the Lakers, or what was the situation?
Well, I just don't think we were aggressive enough on both sides of the ball, really. We had a turnover early. We had some other things happen that were, sort of the lose your momentum sort of things. But we got more aggressive in the second half on defense, and we took the pressure to them a little bit, and that helped us. Then offensively, we just kept at it. Our pace was good, and the first half we just had to take care of the football better, and be able to sustain a drive. Our red zone offense wasn't very good. We got to get better at that, because we get a couple of those scores, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, absolutely. There were some reports during the game that your starting quarterback, Mr. Durnan, was injured, but that was not the case.
Correct. It looked bad. He went to slide when he scrambled, and turf caught his brace and bent his brace. He didn't have any kind of injury, but his brace was injured, and so he couldn't use it. Finally, they got it kind of bent back in shape, and he was able to go back out, and he was fine. Had a great game, threw for 400 yards, and we moved the ball. We just didn't get in the end zone enough.
Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty important to get those scores. So, coaches are always looking for the positive. Good coaches are anyway. So you go back and look at the Branson game. A loss is a loss, but what were the positives that you can come out of that with?
Felt like we developed some depth on offense. We got some guys in there that hadn't taken a lot of varsity snaps, and they came in and did a really good job catching the ball, running their routes, blocking, those kind of things. Our offensive line is playing better. I think they've just continued to improve from the Jamboree to week 1 and week 2. I take that as definitely a positive. And then the second half on defense, the aggressive way we played was a good sign.
That's excellent. Okay. So this week, you finally get to come home. The home opener this week against Smith Cotton. That's a game that you can see on Lake TV Friday night. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. So when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, we'll talk about Friday night's matchup against Smith Cotton. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
During this chapter of life, we are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple, but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, we believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. It's hard to believe summer's almost gone and we're starting our Labor Day sale. What's that mean for you? Your best night's sleep ever at a great price. You need to come check out the Stearns & Foster. We're up to $900 off of adjustable base sets. Tempur-Pedics up to $700 off, and the new purples, come check those out at up to $800 off. You get sale prices and free financing. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We are at Camdenton, home of the Lakers, who get their home opener this week. Before we get to that, that game in Branson last week, was that a conference game? Are they in the conference?
No, it was one of our non-conference. They're in the Ozark Mountain Conference.
Yeah.
The new conference has been created, so they're in our class. So there could be a rematch somewhere down the line if both teams are successful, and then we get them next year into our place.
Okay, there you go. That program has really been coming on the last few years. So this week, the home opener, Smith Cotton. So first of all, it's going to be nice to be at home after starting with 2 road games.
Yeah, for sure. We love being able to come back to Bob Shore Stadium and the Jaws of Death and those kind of that culture that we have there. And Friday is a special night because it's going to be our alumni football night. So we're going to invite every Laker alumni football player back and coach. And we're going to recognize them at halftime, and it's our 65th season as Lakers playing football, so we want to kind of recognize that, get all those guys back and reconnected, and they're such a big part of the fabric of our program.
No doubt about it. And of course, you know Bob Shore very well. You played for Coach Bob Shore, won a state championship with Coach. You knew him before the stadium was named after him, I'm guessing. And what a great really tradition that I think started pretty much with him. He kind of built it up. Do you feel honored to be able to get to carry on that tradition of Laker football like that?
Oh yeah, it's a dream come true for me to be able to be a part of Laker football and to help lead the program for sure. It had a major impact on my life, and so that's it's important to our community. It's important to the guys that played before and then the guys that are playing now. So it's going to be a great night to get together and go out there and represent Laker football.
Yeah. So Smith Cotton is in your new conference. What would you like to see from your offense this week? How would you like to see them take it up against Smith Cotton?
We want to be effective in the red zone and score every time we get inside the 20, 100%. We got to take care of the football, limit our turnovers. I think those are the things that are going to allow us to be successful. It's not always yardage. Sometimes it's the correct yardage. And those big plays to be able to get the ball in the end zone offensively.
And on defense, what would you like to see from the guys?
We have to tackle better. We have to be able to get our pad level down up front. We have to be able to control the line of scrimmage. We didn't do that against Branson, so we have to get back to the game that's important to us, and we got to control the line of scrimmage with our pad level and our effort.
How tough is it as a coach when you come off a game like that was so disappointing to you? I mean, just talking to you the first time after the game, here before we got to talking, you could tell that was you were very disappointed in what happened Friday night.
Yeah, because I didn't think I did a good enough job in terms of preparing our guys and getting them ready. We underestimated the level at which Branson was going to play, and as a coach, you never want to do that. And so I was disappointed in that part of it, that we didn't put our guys in the better position to be successful. But as it always goes, it's all of us in there together, and so we all are going to take part in that joy when you're successful, and then that sorrow when it doesn't work out for you. So we're going to get better as we go.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good learning thing. I mean, sometimes it takes a loss like that to learn. You can't really take anybody for granted, and it's better when they come early in the season instead of late in the season.
Yeah, and one of the best ways to learn is uncomfortableness or pain. When you have that pain of a loss, you want to avoid that. And so we just have to get back to what we do and do it better.
Absolutely. Coach Parpitz, a game you can see Friday night. They're at home against Smith Cotton. Be sure to watch that here on Lake TV. Coming up next, we're going to travel over to Osage, talk with Shannon Jolley, and find out what the Indians have coming up.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Here comes week 3 of the high school football season on Lake TV. Friday night, William Holtz and Mike Bissell bring you a conference showdown between Camdenton and Sedalia's Smith Cotton Tigers. A brand new conference for the Lakers this year. Will they make their mark? It all starts with a COMC pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7. All presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. High school football Friday night, Bob Shore Stadium, Camdenton and Smith Cotton on Lake TV. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We've made our way over here to Osage, home of the Indians. It's Coach Shannon Jolley, and what a great start to the season for the Osage Indians. 2-0, Coach. You beat Bolivar 35-0. You come off a win over Moberly, a team that went deep into the playoffs last year, 39-6. Couldn't ask for a better start to the season.
No, it's been good. I said, it only give up, small amount of points early.
Yeah.
And, we're still looking for maybe a rhythm on offense to start a little bit faster. That's been our conversation this week. But, the best thing about what we're doing in weeks 1 and 2 is our kids' attitudes and effort has been tremendous. And I think that's obviously paying off. But in year 4, that was the plan, but the plan don't always work. But for right now, at least, it's been working.
Yeah, year 4 here at Osage. And every year has been a building process, and here we are in year 4, and it's going pretty well. It seems like things are working pretty well on both sides of the ball. So let's start with the defense. What are you liking so far with what you're seeing from the defense?
Well, it goes back. I think it'll be something we talk about all the time. Coach Hess talks about swarm and punish. Get to the ball and then be physical when you get there. I think every defensive coordinator talks about that, and that's what we've been doing. Like, our kids have had great effort. Coach does a good job of rotating players in. It makes me a little nervous sometimes, but he's got a great system,
yeah.
And he trusts those guys. He's the one that has his eyes on him and his defensive coaches. So they do a good job of getting some guys a little bit of rest during the game, and they stay pretty fresh, but they understand our system, and we've been really proud of them.
Yeah, absolutely. On offense, you say you've gotten off to a few slow starts. You're still averaging over 36 points a game in those first 2 games. What's been the key to success on offense?
Well, I think just being resilient and making sure that we stay with what we know and what we know will work, and it's just having the patience and the fortitude to make sure that we're going to be committed to getting it right. During the game, there's a lot of conversations going on about, well, hey, how come we're not getting this? How come we can't run this? Mm-hmm. And then trying to figure it out and then try to make those corrections. But again, I just think, like I said, last 2 games we've come out and almost like wanted to take the temperature of the other team. Like, hey, what are they going to do to us first? And instead of maybe imposing our own will like we have in the ends of games, is to try to maybe flip that script a little bit. But I'm never going to argue about finishing strong.
Absolutely not. A win's nice. What does a start like this do for team confidence? Does it make a difference if you start the year hot like this?
It does for the kids. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. So when the kids see results, and I'll give you the best example. This is the stuff I like to talk about. We implemented 3 different things on special teams this week.
Yeah.
One of them was a PAT slip, a fake PAT that we ran and executed, a PAT block, because we want to emphasize that we don't want to get down to a point where somebody kicks a field goal and we're not prepared. We blocked their first PAT attempt from the scheme we put in, and then we faked a punt on Friday night. So those are 3 things special teams-wise that we put in this week and then executed. So when kids see that, then you get a lot of buy-in, because you're like, see, hey, I told you so.
Yeah. Hey, Coach said this was going to work, and by golly, how about that? It worked.
If that worked at home with my wife and kids, you know what I mean? It would be amazing.
Unfortunately, I do know what you mean.
But we'll take the Friday night stuff for now.
So coming up next week, when we come back here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, we'll talk about the game coming up this Friday night, a massive showdown with perennial power Blair Oaks. So we'll talk about that. The Indians 2-0 going into week 3. We'll be back with the COMC High School Football Coaches Show right after this.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdyke Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, here with Coach Shannon Jolley of the Osage Indians, off to a great start, 2-0. And the game this week is the one you always look at when the schedule comes out and go, okay, we've got Blair Oaks that week. Blair Oaks has dominated the conference for the last few years. They've won state championships. And you're on the road. That makes it even tougher. It's a great challenge for you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think maybe a little different than in the past. I think our kids have a confidence that going into this game, that they're in a better position than they've been in the past. People have asked me a lot of things about Blair Oaks High School, and it's a popular topic. They do an amazing job. They got great pedigree. They got great coaches. The superintendent was my principal at Capital City when I was there. Got a lot of respect for Ben. Mm-hmm. But, we're more interested in talking about our team this year and making sure we're doing the things that we need to do. But, yeah, everybody knows they've created an identity for themselves as a championship team, and they should be very proud of that. Our job is to go in there, and they've set the bar, and our job is to go in and exceed those expectations for our own program.
No doubt. It's always fun talking with you before every game, but before the big games like this, the big Blair Oaks kind of challenges. I remember talking to you last year and you're like, hey, bring them on. I'm looking forward to this. Everybody else is kind of scared and all that stuff. I'm ready to go. You've got that great attitude as a football coach, and I think the players kind of latch onto that.
Well, I think it goes before. What have you done before? I mean, there's been times when I can tell you we've had teams go to Blair Oaks or to other programs and play, when in your own mind, you're like, we haven't done enough. We haven't done what it takes to maybe knock a team off like this. I don't know what the scoreboard is going to say Friday night, but I'm confident enough in the amount of work that our kids have put in to talk highly of them and to think that, we have an opportunity to win every game we play this year.
Yeah. This Blair Oaks team comes off a loss against a really good Lutheran North team, I think. What is your defense? What do you need your defense to do Friday night to shut them down?
Well, I mentioned to somebody today, Blair Oaks is capable of doing a lot of things on offense, and they do them all well. That's a little bit uncharacteristic. Sometimes when you put more stuff in or you give them, they've got great football IQ and great coaches to install and to do their things like they do them. And, obviously Coach LePage does an amazing job with what he does on the offensive side and putting pieces together. But that's it. They have the possibility of doing a lot of things from week to week, and they do them really well. Mm-hmm. So defensively, it's making sure that you get in your scouting report, have a little bit of anticipation of what you're going to see, and then just be fast and be confident when you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other side of the ball, offense, what would you like to see your guys get done on offense to get the job done?
Well, it's a unique situation. We obviously want to have a lot of offensive success, but we still have things that we're trying to fix in our base stuff. Mm-hmm. We've played well, but there's still a lot of things to fix. So you got to be careful of trying to move ahead and reach out into, the playbook further when maybe you haven't got done with what you're doing. So we're committed to staying focused on what we do and what we've done well, and then try to add a few wrinkles and then hopefully we have some special teams play and some other things that go our way.
You always credit coaches. You talked about Coach Hess earlier. Got a good staff that you're really happy with again this year?
Yeah, we've our district has been amazing. We've got 10 to 12 coaches on staff right now. Some of them are as an associate coaches, which is a new thing for our district, as not a volunteer status, but maybe a faculty status. And they've been very open to bringing coaches in. And I appreciate our administration for doing that. And we've been lucky to hit some home runs on some coaches that we've got on our sideline this year that are going to be up and coming, that are really good.
It's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. So that is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show for another week, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center and brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, MoDOT, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Hedges Scott, Millard Family Chapels, and Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake.
You're watching Lake TV.